There you are. We are live.
Okay. So, just to, after visiting the Ethereum Battle League pickups event, you guys are heading to another contact listed by Latham, which you head north of North Bennington. It's not very far. You just have to head back south about an hour and a half. And you arrive at what appears to be an old colonial-style estate. There is a road that leads right up to it, an old wrought iron gate that looks to be in actually decent repair. But the building does not look like it's been changed all that much and looks a little run down, do you guys approach the building?
I'll take up the rear.
Okay. As you guys head toward the door, you notice this is actually an open passway. It's just a nice little communal area, and you see what appears to be a very nice door knocker that actually appears to be type of beautiful bronze metal, and it appears to be a very ornate door. You want to use the knocker? That's what. It very smooth action. It almost seems like it's weightless as you just tap it. A moment later, the door opens, and you're in front of a smaller, older gentleman that appears to be rather pale, but looks to be dressed like a butler. He quietly just says, "Greetings. How may I help you?" He has a nice smile. He seems pleasant. Very nice old man looking.
We're here from Latham Investigation Group. We'd like to speak to the lady of the house.
Ah, yes. A consult. Excellent. He seems rather happy. He says, she's having a meeting with someone just momentarily. I'd like to wait in the foyer if you don't mind.
Not at all.
He guides you in. You see in the back of this long hallway, there is from what you can see as you walk in, an older woman talking to make a mind check.
Yeah. 36.
Do you want to make a mind check?
Nope. I'm just following behind everybody.
Okay. As you all brought into the foyer, the butler heads over to the two people talking. The woman in what appears to be an old cloak, is talking to another woman that you can see. She has a little fox running around her. They finish their conversation and she heads past you out the foyer. You recognize the Caribbean woman that was with Snapjaw the other night. As she approaches, gives you all a nice smile and nod, and makes her way out. Her fox lingers for a moment, kind of sniffing the air around you guys, and then follows her out. And you do recognize her as the Caribbean-looking woman with Snapjaw. At the moment, the butler comes back and extends a hand for you to meet with, as he says, Griselda is ready for your consult. And he guides you down this way.
We were going to see Katiana.
This is your contact with Latham for Griselda. You didn't want to go. Wait, who are you meeting with?
I thought this was
the Fae contact, right? I'm sorry, I may be mistaken.
No. The Latham contact.
The Latham contact,
Yeah.
which was the Fae, the person about the inscriptions on the rock.
Oh, Silas.
No, Silas was related to the demon. This is related to the
okay.
green powder.
Okay. Because green powder, you told me Katiana was the Fae contact and the occult person that would tell me more.
Yeah, but I mean, it was on behalf of the Fae. I'm
Right.
sorry if I was confusing. I'm trying to verify. Like, this is the person who was your Fae contact involved with the green powder that you were told to go investigate. This isn't the person that Traxxas to let you know. I'm just relaying. But yep, so you're brought to meet her at the foyer, and she is a really old-looking, very pale woman that appears to be really old. In fact, at her age, you're surprised to see her moving from table to table without much difficulty. You see on the table nearest to you, there are a bunch of vials and different, looks to be parts of animals. very witchcrafty. Make an observation check if you want.
61.
The statue of a small dragon over here, you swear moves. But it is a rather little bit dingy, but otherwise really nice foyer into this area. Griselda then kind of moves over from the table she in and says, I'm not going to do her accent because I can't say that right now, but she says in a soft voice is, the Latham Group investigators. And you notice that she has a slight accent that is tough for you to make out. You can make a mind check to try to decipher it, but it'd be hard. She says that that you had some, I believe you had a situation involving some old runes.
Yeah, you have
Pictures of the runes that were on the rocks.
Yep.
Sure.
She looks through them and you see that her hand is very skinny, almost skin and bone. But she is rather fluent. She seems to use the phone like she knows how to do it, and she goes through and she mentions that this was an old Fey circle. And she mentions that probably some energy came through or some entity found it and then activated it enough to summon from the Fey realm. Or as she calls it, the Veil. The Veil is what the Fey is referred to. She is rather pleasant. She offers you some tea, which the butler offers to go get. Do you want a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
No.
Butler nods. Shadow doesn't, just shakes his head. She then tells you that the Fey circles have been active lately, so she thinks that there might be more instances of old Fey circles being reactivated. She also mentions that certain groups that come through the area have a tendency to activate Fey circles by their presence. You can almost kind of gather she might mean the Battle League. Some group that might cause issues in the area. But she doesn't say much more than that. She tells you that about the green dust, which she describes as residue of the veil. And the residue of the veil, as she describes it, usually happens during any type of summoning or magical level. It's kind of she describes it as dust of the veil. And that basically means that anytime there's any magic involving Fae, this residue will usually be involved in it because it just is part of the transference of energy from the veil to the real world. So she mentions that it's a common thing. She also specifies that in large amounts it's toxic to those of the dark, which is probably why you saw Traxios' reaction to it. Metagame, that's pretty much why. It's
physical leftover of Fey magic.
Yep.
So it's like slime from a ghost.
Basically, she refers to it nicely as Fey residue, or Fey dust. But,
Ew.
she mentions that to regular people of the physical world, it's harmless. It's nothing more. Of course, she does tell you that most creatures that were here on behalf of Fey magic will eventually disintegrate into dust, or their bodies will just chemically turn into what she describes as the moss of the veil. So basically, that's what happens, is that they will just powderize eventually. Their bodies cannot keep in a physical form too long, unless they're bonded to this realm.
Alright, so in all this magical Fey, demon, here, whatever bullshit, magic shit, what is the banishment thing for it then?
She says that with any type of physical creature, once its life force is damaged enough, then it will become basically a corpse of the veil and begin to turn into the dust.
Alright, so do you have any of these magical spell thingies that, like, repel demons, or cast them back to where they came from, or any of that kind of crap stuff? Sorry, magic's not my forte. I'm a doctor and a scientist.
She says that most runes and ancient glyphs will give you some form of protection against the dark, and some will give you protection against Fae. She mentions that usually an imbuement of a rune will take some time, but she said that if you would like, she can work on something for you guys to help.
That's up to you guys. It's beyond out of my wheelwell.
Special crystal magic either.
I don't do any magic sheet.
No, I.
She said that she would be happy
I'm not
to
paying
help.
for something like that.
Expense account.
Good charge.
I'll put through the expense for you and see if you can get reimbursed for it, but I'm not going to bother.
She says that
I got yelled at for trying to put through a couple things last night. Apparently, I'm not allowed to put on a new tow hitch in order for us to be able to pick shit up.
wasn't medically relevant. But she says that then...
They want samples, but they don't want to give me the way to collect them.
Or they expect you to adapt, improvise, and figure it out. Which you did. But, so she then says that, considering that Latham is a friend of her, she describes it as student. She'd be happy to help out one of his groups.
Window.
No.
Thanks. Just really warm and stuffy in here.
Yeah, I can also turn off the stove. If you want me to.
It's up to you. It's really warm and kind of drowsy in here.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if you want, I can turn off the stove. We'll just let the airflow, see how it affects it for now.
That's up to you and everyone else. I just appreciate having a bit of open window.
Okay, so we'll just give it a minute, but if you still want me to, I'll turn off the stove. Let's see what the airflow does to the room temperature.
I don't want to get too much out of it.
So she then tells you that she will let her contact, let Latham know once she's got the wounds protection in order for you guys. She described it that she will use a stone to create some type of sash or bracelet or belt, whatever you want it to be, really. She says that she would, on behalf of her contact, she'd be willing to do that. So she says that she'd let her contact know when she's got them ready for you.
All right.
If you have any other questions, she motions over to her butler, or as she describes it, consort, Alexander. Alexander walks over, nods, and he hands out his phone number to you on a piece of paper, so you can contact him directly. Griselda, as he describes it, does not have a phone.
Okay.
But he does specify that it's Alexander Dumont, consort to Griselda, if you want to write it down.
Okay.
And basically at this point you see that Griselda almost appears to get a little weaker. And then Alexander then says that Griselda must get ready to get some rest. If there's anything else I can provide you, feel free to contact me. And he guides you outside.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Griselda does nod warmly, and she does say that she wishes you the best of luck with any problem, with any situations that might occur.
Anything I can do to help you as well, feel free to let me know.
And then she heads overwards to a table as Alexander guides you out.
Anything else you guys want to do while we're here?
Alright. As you guys are about to get back to the vehicle, your cell phones go off with a communication from Latham.
Okay.
You see that basically Latham lets you know that they managed to find the location in which it's possible that the demonic possession was attempted. It looks to be they were able to reach out to the area and found out that another person was kidnapped from the same area. They were able to triangulate the location to an old mental asylum. The mental asylum, in fact, once they found out the location, they received a new contact. The new doctor in town at Memorial Hospital. It looks like he was able to provide information on who he thinks might be involved in the summoning. At the same time they were able to locate the information, they also responded to an APB. It looks like this psychiatric hospital, the Grenamore Psychiatric Facility, to be exact, has been placed in lockdown. So, and they look like they are able to speak with one of the local contacts in the area, which is just south of Syracuse, New York, has listed that they have eyes and ears in the facility, but they are requesting aid, and they've reached out to Latham specifically. It looks like there's been some serious problems at this hospital, and right now Latham is requiring you guys to head out there. More
Alright.
information will be forthcoming by the time you arrive.
Okay. Swing by Latham on the way and pick up my new hypo spray.
Yep. Would that be melee range, basically?
Yeah, it's just a touch to apply
Yep.
medication or material.
Yep. That's agreeable. Greg?
Somehow I lost a page.
Really?
Oh, no, it's all here.
Okay.
Yeah, you put Sidium and Sven on the same page for stuff.
Yeah. I just was writing it out for you, so. Didn't think this up right. Does anyone want to take a break before we get into this? Because I'm not going to lie, there's going to be a few phases to this. So if you want to use
We're
restroom,
15 minutes in.
Alright, so we'll just keep
So
going.
just took a break.
Alright, just want to specify, make sure everyone's on the same page. So, basically, as you're en route to the location, Latham gives you the following information. It looks like a doctor, an old co-workers of the doctor from the Memorial Hospital. From the information they've been able to gather, and once they talked to the doctor from Memorial, he informed him that this was a rather obsessive doctor who may have gone a bit too ambitious with the study of the occult and may have been using this hospital as a place in which to do his experiments. It looks like that, according to the information they have, at approximately 9 p.m. local time, which is the same time as yours, the hospital went into lockdown when an electrical surge unlocked the patient rooms. Most of the cameras in the facility are damaged, but they have one of the hospital administrators, an old friend of the doctor from Memorial, who was actually the one that basically sounded out the APB you've been able to read from the report, is locked inside of the old doctor's office. It looks like the patients have been rampaging through the hospital. It looks like because of the situation, there's one female secretary and the hospital administrator, and a woman named Brenda, who are locked in the old doctor's office. She's been able to give Latham, once he contacted her, access to what working security cameras are, and they've been able to stabilize the power situation and have lights. So there are some camera angles that are left that you can see, but there's not all the way. Basically, this is the layout of the hospital. This is the front entrance. The location in which the Brenda and the female secretary are currently holed up is the old doctor's office here. According to what Latham has said as far as your orders, the current listed bounty is you get $5,000 for doing this, FYI. He specifies that for expenses, tasks, and to complete all requested objectives. The current objectives listed by Latham are to secure Brenda and the remaining survivor that don't seem to be affected. There is a camera in which they've been able to feed, and you can actually see inside of this room, there are two people. Basically, Brenda was able to get...
How are we accessing the camera feed?
Brenda used her admin codes in order to give a outside access.
It's 2004, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But from the location, the contact is redirecting the feed. So the contact is not in the area, but he's within the general vicinity, and he's the one for supplying the information and connecting the feed to
Okay.
Latham. So you're basically getting an email transfer feed at this point, or
Okay.
email pictures being sent.
We're getting live stream.
Delayed, but yeah, it's just being fed to you through email, basically, from the contact. If I make sure, I don't know 2004. I was young then. I don't know the level of technology. But
Live stream didn't really start up until like 2006.
okay, so technology's a little weird. We move on. But the other thing you've been able to dictate is that most of the inmates have been freed from their rooms. This is the secure ward. All these other rooms were just general patients. It looks like a couple of the orderlies have also been affected for whatever cause or reason. They don't know. It looks like maybe they were involved in the experiments with the doctor. The doctor's last known location was in the surgical operating room. Latham does a side quest to make sure that the doctor no longer continues his dark experiments.
Remove it.
Okay.
So the current objectives, and also to find any other afflicted patients by the demonic possession, which, if there are any, which might have caused the interference in the radio, which references what Trax just told you. That's what may have caused the rooms to open in the entire facility.
Okay.
It looks like the only doors that are currently still secured, as far as they can tell, is the one that's been barricaded by the 2 survivors.
Okay.
During the only other available camera, which is down right here, you're able to see a few wandering patients that just appear to be running down the halls. But that's about the only other live camera feed you can get from that, or recorded feed.
Okay.
So it'll take you guys just about from where you're at now, a couple hours to get there. So you head that direction after visiting Latham for your spray?
Yep.
Okay.
Once we get there, I'm gonna have Sven drive around the building. We can find out where we can park closest, where he can actually access into the electrical system and such of the building.
Okay. By the rear of the building, there is a.
That's where the data lines come in?
Yeah.
Okay. So he'll hook up the truck there to try and see what he can do to try and hack into the system.
Okay.
And talk to it.
Okay.
Try and sweet talk the doors into doing what he wants.
Alright. As far as he can tell, most of the lights, the emergency lighting system, which are lead-lined light covers, you notice, that was just specified, are unaffected. So the emergency lights are still on. The doors are hectic. He might be able to secure doors, but it would make a roll of his power, just so you know. And it looks like
in position.
Yep. It looks like for some reason the elevator holds in the back jammed up and on a lock, so you won't be able to enter through the back. But so yeah, you'll basically be able to enter. The 2 options are this area or the front entrance. The rest of the back looks like it's been blocked.
Which way do you guys want to go in?
Oh, the creepy tunnel.
Close by.
Yep.
So
His last known location was this area.
might be a good place to start.
Sure.
And I'm sure he doesn't do anything else on it.
Yeah. This is a mild kill.
Want me to say murder the shit out of him? Because
Absolutely.
I can say that.
So then why don't you just mean we go in the front entrance, get them out quick, and then torch the whole place?
I don't
Because you have to confirm and take care of any other possessed individual.
Confirm and take care of them all by trapping them into a burning building and crushing them.
That's not exactly confirming. That's just burning a building and hoping you get it.
Yeah, what if there's some way we can turn it back?
That's why you have to confirm that they have a
Like, if
possessed
we kill
individual. He
him-
doesn't want you just to burn it. He wants to
If
confirm.
if we kill the doctor, power dies.
You have no reason to think that the doctor would still be related to its power. As far as you can tell, once the demonic possession is done, it's done.
Oh, okay.
It's not related to the person.
I'm just looking at it. We have footage here that shows demonically imbued people right on the footage. So apparently they are corrupted. They are demonic. I'm just looking for the easiest way. I don't like killing things.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm all for the easiest way. Like I said, I'm not a magic person either.
Yeah. And, fires happen at asylums, especially when there's crazy demonic people going around.
Yeah, with the lights out.
Yeah. And it's much easier for the insurance to claim off for a fire at the building than it is for
Latham asked you to
demonic.
confirm, not to burn the building. He would be pissed.
Like,
and
you
you'd
might
have
not
to be.
exactly enjoy us burning the asylum to the ground.
Yeah, no. He asked you
As
to
much
confirm.
as I'd love to do
You just
that.
put in the demons.
That's something Latham might put on his expense report to you.
Also, I don't think fire would necessarily do much to the demons.
It'll make the building crash down on them. But the fire doesn't do the crushing well.
Yeah, but that's why he asked you to confirm if there was another possessed person,
Yeah.
not to just burn the building.
It's just because they're
Oh,
possessed.
wait a
so-
minute. What if we go and get a priest, and we have him bless the water supply and turn on the sprinkler system? Will that do it? I don't know. I don't know magic shit.
Might. I don't know where we're gonna find a priest. We're already here. So
Tile of Latham. Do we have a priest that can mass bless water?
Is Fenton ordained
we
priest?
can mass produce holy water on the fly. Maybe even miss some spray bottles.
Water gun.
It worked from dusk till dawn.
Super soakers.
And it worked in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to go in there one way or another.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we have to get the survivors out. That's what we're being paid for.
Right.
Yep.
And confirm that there's demonic stuff and that we're going to stop that thing from spreading any further.
So then we should head for the front entrance, closer to where we know.
The DM does not like the idea of burning the place down, so...
It's not what your orders were. Different. But... Ouch. So which way do you want to go? This one or this one?
I'll follow those guys, whichever way they choose.
The front entrance.
We'll go in the front entrance. And then
We'll try to get to
escape the other two out.
Get the other two out before we start killing.
Yes, we don't want them. Just
Or
That should be the
encountering.
priority.
Yeah.
Get done what we're getting paid for first.
right.
All right.
If we kill everything else, who cares? We still get a paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. As you guys enter the building,
Oh, and I'm going to grab the brightest fucking flashlight I have.
okay.
Like, spotlight thing.
Okay. You have one of those little hair lights. That's a spotlight one. Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So,
We're going into an asylum. We're not going without a flashlight.
it is visible. There are these kind of yellow lights that are these emergency lights that are laid out throughout the building, so you can vaguely see.
Yeah, and a high-powered halogen, like, spotlight bulb is nice for blinding stuff, but they don't attack me as quick.
All right. Make an observation check. Yep.
59.
Okay.
21. I don't see shit. How about your flashlight?
81.
Okay. You
sure you don't want
hear
to grab one from the truck?
you hear a lot of clatter coming from the area in which you think that the two known survivors are.
Probably.
Once he points it out, you can hear it, and for some reason, aside from the kind of clatter of an old asylum, you hear nothing. But so, do you start making your way in? Okay.
I will take the rear.
Yep.
I've got my gun drawn.
You hear some frantic voice coming from this area, and you hear what sounds like this pounding on doors over here. It definitely sounds like there is someone trying to bust into a room. While on this side, you hear what sounds like strange cackling. Some, like, possibly a crazy person or something that sounds like it. And as you approach this alleyway, since you're at the corner, you can vaguely see that there are people trying to bust into the door to where the two survivors are.
Alright.
Okay. So a hallway full of lunatics that use their meds. And are possessed by so. I know what I'm doing.
Can I get a look at these guys? Oops.
They did fail their observation check to hear you, so yeah. You can see, it looks like a couple of patients, a couple guys in with straitjackets, and it looks like one patient that stole a doctor's coat with a hammer.
They're like other lies.
They are...
Demonic-y.
Their eyes have bloodshot, and they don't look like they're even conscious of what they're doing as they're smashing into this door. So, you want to start the rotation this way and we'll just go around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put me last.
That's... Okay. So, Shadow moves around. Sorry, did not go. To kind of to cover the other door, so that you guys, and he looks in and just points and raises 3 fingers and points that way to you, and then so you go ahead, man. This is you. They don't appear to have noticed you. And you see that they are taking some wind chunks out of the door now.
Try to go for fatal things on them.
You weren't told not to bother with that, so if you do, just choose to shoot them, you can.
Shoot one in the knee. I'll aim for the knee. I'll shot on the first.
Alright.
I guess since it's facing towards me, the back of his leg.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to lose our element of surprise. Is everyone okay with that?
And I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
It's okay. I'll use the perception for a bonus.
Okay.
For
15. Plus your power if you're adding it.
90 exactly.
Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
12.
Okay. And as you turn the corner and fire your gun, you shoot him in the back of the knee. He yelps in pain, drops to a knee, and then turns. Both of these two guys realize that his pain, when he screamed though, you realize that doesn't sound very human. It sounded more like a screech. And the two here both turned immediately once they heard him screech.
I'll take a few steps back to like. Yeah.
That's about as far as you can go
Yeah,
without
that's
pushing
as far
everyone
as
out of the
I can
way. Okay, go up, man.
Okay. I'm gonna go into monkey mode.
Okay. So you just bend over, and as you change, make a base roll. Just I think I need to get you new metal
58.
dice. Yep, you made it no problem. And you have
I need glasses. Yes.
yeah. So yep, and you see that there is a 4-foot tall monkey next to you.
Not the weirdest thing we've seen lately.
Not even. So what do you want to do?
Gonna run through, and then leap over him, and land on the second guy.
Give me 2 rolls. One, use your agility plus 10.
Right here. 105.
Without difficulty, you just pounce up and backflip over that fucking person. Now make an attack roll. I was making sure you cleared the agility check before the attack roll.
That was
but,
a D10 plus 2, you said?
well, that was the agility check to jump over a person, as you specified. Now just make the attack roll.
Right, you said the attack for the monkey.
Yeah, D10
D10
plus 2.
plus
Yep.
2.
Fine. Yeah, you rolled high enough. That's cool. I'll just give it to
10.
you. Okay.
That's what you said the other night.
Yep.
Last night, so I don't. If it's different.
So he manages to stay standing as you basically pounce into him with both hands. It stuns him for a moment, but he's still kind of standing. You realize his eyes are bloodshot. He's not even really looking at you, but he's... And the other guy didn't even see you jump over him, really. He was just blur. And he's screaming in pain, still screeching.
I'm surprised.
I'm going to take a position with as much cover as I can get with a view of the doorway. I'm going to pull out the high power flashlight and I'm going to project it straight down, and I'm just going to sit there and strobe it slowly. To try and distract the other one so it's a little bit harder for them to hit you.
Alright.
And see what's going on in order to rush towards us.
Once you find the flashlight, both you and Shadow can see pretty much clearly down the hall that's now well illuminated. You only see that everything around you gets really bright. But thankfully your back is turned.
Right.
So the one that was screeching that got its knee hurt he's blinded. The other one over here looks like he can't really see you because of the bright flash of light. The other one behind him is too shaded to be effective at the moment. Because there are 3 bodies in front of him, between you and him. Alright, so Shadow comes out with a couple knives. Hit. 81 and 88. 2 solid hits. and rolled a 1 and a 2 on damage.
At least he hit.
Yeah, that's something.
The one
So
he takes not now.
if you gotta sacrifice him, please do. I don't like him as much. Alright, so then this one, see if he can. Nope. So this one tries to kind of lunge at the bright light to stop it, but he makes it about a foot and then collapses, trying to use his busted knee. The one that attacks you tries to wail into you, loses his footing, smashes his own face into the door. And is pretty rocked. The one this way comes darting in. What's your DB? 15? One double check.
My what?
Defense bonus. AB or DB.
Suit?
Yeah.
Oh, plus 10.
Plus 10. Okay. He goes in with a wild punch that does hit you. Take 3 damage. If you want to post a note, I have it here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I actually might want to grab one too, man. Sorry.
If you want post it note.
Yep.
He doesn't fight, he doesn't get a post it note. Oh, wait, plus 3.
Yep, just 3 damage. It was a weak
If I
punch.
take damage, then I did something wrong.
Alright, and yep, you can see that there's a couple of cracks in the door. They had done some damage to it. Looks like they were just pounding against it and doing it long enough that there's also some cracks in it, and you can, but aside from that, nothing else. So top of the order, go ahead, man.
Alright, so the guy in the front tripped over, he's on the ground, you said?
Yep, technically he's like this right now. He's trying to crawl towards the light to smash it. He's got a hammer in his hand. He can still attack, but he can't move.
Shoot his hand.
Okay, call shot plus 5, go ahead.
Shoot him in the head.
I'll just shoot him in the head, yeah.
Still call shot plus 5, no difference.
He's on the ground.
Yep, you just gotta move over here and just basically tap him.
Use my...
Okay. There's 70? Actually 60 at this point.
Use me to... 40. No.
No? Oh.
50.
No. So your shot goes wild, shoots a few inches from the right side of his head. Doesn't seem phased. Alright, your turn, man.
Right. I'm gonna start beating him with my fist.
Okay, you can do 2 strikes. Go ahead. Roll to attack.
Roll to attack?
Yeah, well, you have to attack,
Yeah.
so yeah. Roll to attack, and then you can do 2 strikes. No.
No.
Second strike. And you can add your manipulation or control from your power, because you're technically at 8 form right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're attacking, I'd give you probably endurance plus your power.
Yeah, it's a limit.
Okay.
You have melee weapon
Nice.
stuff that you use?
81 on that second hit.
That
You
hits.
use it?
Melee weapon. Not a very good melee weapon, but I can.
The 6.
Okay.
At short range like this, melee might be the better bet for you.
Okay. You're still flashing the light?
Yep.
Okay. The one that hit him is starting to get all distracted by the light. He's at disadvantage now.
Don't need him go into a seizure or something like the flashing light. Do it.
Unless you're epileptic.
Oh, that's
Yeah, and I'm not doing
epileptic seizure. Okay.
And I'm not doing a full strobe either. I'm just click, 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 click.
Alright, so this guy tries to move forward. And
Which is even worse sometimes.
Alright.
In the strobe light, everything looks like it's in slow-mo. But when it's slowly strobing like that, it's completely fuzz.
So now he has a knife in his back that Shadow threw.
Well, good for you, Shadow. Yeah, I took 2 days.
Shadows being
Battle
useful
event.
for once.
Alright, so this guy swings at you, misses. This guy thrashes at you, also misses.
4 attacks.
It happens.
I know. Actually, I want to have fun with that. So, you see that this guy through the door? Where there's some chips in the door? This guy, after he swung at you, kind of leans against the door. You hear a gunshot, and this guy goes plummeting to the ground. Yeah, she shot through a hole in the door when she saw one of the suits. One of the straitjackets. So...
How are they hitting us if they're wearing straitjackets?
The straitjacket's not tied. This happened right at basically lights out.
But when they swing at you, they also whip you with their straps.
They hit you, maybe.
Advantage.
Yeah, right? If they hit.
Metal clip.
Or you grab their straps and play Hulk and Loki.
Alright, top of the order, Greg.
Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna holster my gun, grab one of my knives, and rush at this guy who's on the ground. Try to his back pretty much.
He's at half health, so go ahead, you'll do double damage, and he has no DB, he's on the ground, you've shot him, he's been stabbed twice.
Use boosted surge for-
He's gonna stick this knife, keep it in his back, okay?
That's plus 10, it's 78.
Alright, roll damage and times it by 2. He managed to make an endurance check to stay alive, stay conscious.
14.
Okay. He is very hurting, but he still seems to be trying to claw towards the light. And swing at anything that comes near him. Tony?
I'm gonna keep swinging with the same guy.
Okay. Go with the 2 swings.
No. 67.
That hits.
Yeah. A 3.
Okay. He's looking pretty messed up. His right arm's not moving that much. You actually see that's all deformed when he was beating on the door. And the other guy is trying to get up, but you see that most of his face has kind of been blasted off. He's bleeding excessively. So
Can I talk through my monkey?
you would not be able to contort your vocal cords. They're not the same. You wouldn't know how. I mean, maybe a basic word if you tried, but you have to roll for it. It would be very difficult.
I feel like I know something like that.
Yeah, maybe vowel, two
Well, that's
vowel
what I mean.
words.
Yeah, like nothing like.
But it would be more growl or gurring if you tried. But, your turn, man.
Alright, so I'm going to keep with the flashing of the light, but while I'm flashing the light in one direction, I'm going to take a look behind me through that door. Just make an observation check that nothing's sneaking up behind me.
Okay, go ahead.
I rolled a 99.
Okay. You see down through this way.
So that would be 119.
Yeah. So, as you see out this way, with that perception check, you do hear some more scurrying of feet down this way, but you also do see somebody run by this area in the surgery room. It looks to be a small man in a medical coat, as far as you can tell at that roll, and he's running around and he's speaking gibberish.
Okay.
But that's what you make out from that. And it doesn't appear like anyone else is coming directly, except the sound of scurrying of feet and stuff from here.
Okay.
End of turn?
That's pretty much all I would be able to do. Observe and keep flashing the light behind me.
Yep.
It seems to be helping out so far.
Alright, both these guys are basically trying to battle the light. This guy is damaged as hell, but this guy is still trying to cover his hands with the light as you're beating on him, basically. All right. This guy manages to do a wild swing with his hammer, and he hits you, Greg.
Okay.
So take 6 damage as this hammer hits your shin. He is holding a hammer. The 2 that are in front of you, that doesn't hit. That fumbles, and that misses. So this guy tries to push himself forward to kind of try to maybe shoulder tackle you, collapses. This guy goes with another couple swings, but still misses. All right, top of the order. Go ahead.
Yet again, he's gonna stab him in the back again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much just shanking him in the back. Now.
Honestly, that's fine. If you hit, you kill him.
No.
Hit. Didn't clear 60?
I think with my power bonus, I barely cleared 40.
Yeah, so as he swings around, as you're trying to stab him, you're not able to get a stab into him. All right, Tony.
Wait, 10's 100, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so 129.
Oh, shit.
I mean, 119. Oh, yeah, first one's a hit.
Okay, sounds good.
Can I knock his skull off?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, the one I've been.
Mortal Kombat 2000.
You know, he's looking pretty damaged. If you do enough damage close enough, yeah, I'll give it to you. You are a monkey.
The 11?
How do you want to do it? I don't. At this point, he has 2 HP. I'm not going to bother having you guys
Okay, yeah,
stop him.
let's just fucking punch his skull off his.
Do you want to describe it or do you want me to?
Huh?
Yeah, I can describe it if you want, or just.
Oh no, I'm just gonna take my monkey fist square in the nose and.
You hear a sickening crack as you punch him as hard as your monkey can swing, and you feel his vertebrae dislodge as he drops.
Game.
Yep. He is dead. He hits the body in the slump. Do you see that a dull radiating red from his eyes goes out, and his eyes just look pale and dead and bloodshot at this point?
Now, I remember all this, right? As a monkey.
Yeah. No, you have your consciousness.
Yes.
You do not have at the moment the ability to talk. But the best way I can describe it is a weird out-of-body experience where you feel weird. It is your body.
Yeah.
But it feels very much more like wearing a mech suit than it does being a monkey.
Feels like you're piloting the monkey as opposed to you.
That's the best way to
Avatar.
describe it. Yeah. So, but yeah, and did you use both your strikes?
I only used one.
So you can move forward and smack this guy.
Okay. $41.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
So as you swing, he just kind of swings back. He's still disorientated and bleeding. Speaking of that bleed damage. And, but, you know, we get a good solid hit on him. Alright, your turn, man.
I'm going to continue doing exactly what I did last round.
Okay.
90. So that would be 100 even.
Okay. As you look down this way, you do see a couple of patients meandering about down this area.
They appear to be demonically infused.
They appear to be influenced.
Okay.
Their eyes are dull red glowing. They look like they have blood, like they're a little bloody from either just bashing against shit or whatever. But yep, you do see them at the pass, and they don't seem to have noticed you.
Okay. Would I be able to, as another action, send a quick text to Sven?
You're not currently engaged in any combat at the moment. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to send a quick text to Sven and ask him if he can, basically, the intersections there, if he can, like, get the alarm lights and stuff to go on in those and shut off the lights in the area that's in between the intersection and us. Just to try and distract some of the people into the inner areas, away from us.
Okay, have him make 2 power rolls using his manipulation or control, whatever one he has higher end. Actually, I don't think we did that with your powers because your
My
powers.
mechanical?
Yep. I'll give that. Yeah. Just make 2 rolls and give me the numbers.
80
Okay.
and 100.
Okay. Sven is able to sweet talk the power system into dropping the emergency lights in this hallway, right?
No, basically creating a dark zone in here.
Yep. Okay.
So that there's like the lights down. It's like this area here is like dark, where the lights in this area are on.
Okay.
Plus,
so
like any like alarms or fire alarms that might be in there in order to distract the people further into the building.
Okay. So yep, this area darkens.
Yeah.
This area darkens.
Yeah.
The 2 alarms, one here and one here, go off in this area. You do hear a bunch of screeches and see a bunch of the 2 patients skitter off in both directions toward the alarms.
Exactly what I wanted.
Yep. Nope. It worked. This you can still see some light from this area, which is still lit.
Yep.
Okay. And Shadow basically just jumps on that guy, trying to get. Okay. Finally.
Trying to give you guys some extra cover so we don't get attacked from behind.
Well. Okay. So Shadow walks up to the guy and misses with one knife, then puts the other knife in the back of the guy's neck. He goes up and dies. Okay, and this one comes charging at you for a tackle. And he hits. For 3 damage. So as this patient, bleeding out the side of his face, throws his entire body against you, and it's a good hit. Or at least it hits. Okay, top of the order. Greg.
Oh, rush into the hallway. Right in front of his head.
Yep, you're dead.
Can I get an angle, like actually get to the guy he's fighting?
Yeah.
So I'll run up and I'll
You just kick the body aside as you go by it. That's the best way I can describe it.
I'll go for like a gut stab on him with my knife.
Stolen the hammer.
Ooh. Could I grab the hammer off of the corpse as I pass it?
Sure. It's actually, what's your...
bludgeon?
Yeah, it's about a D10 plus 2.
And I'll
That's what I do.
With the
yeah,
gun.
I'll run up to this.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a...
I'm not sure that's the kind of hammer they leave hanging around.
I was thinking this was more of like
asylum.
a.
What do you
It's a
think
small
of one of
sledge.
those?
That's
It's
a
an
sword.
emergency axe.
Oh. But yeah, then I guess if I can grab the hammer, I'll run up to the guy that he's fighting and try to smash him upside the head with it.
Go ahead.
Does it get any plus to hit?
I like that one.
That's a nice one.
You can add your
It's like
agility
you could-
modifier
you
to base to
Build it 3
attack.
different
Oh,
ways
awesome.
in one hold.
You picking this up and you're
Yep.
running up.
Plus all the nice
Nice.
tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you want to do it?
I'm
Is it
just
bludgeon
gonna
with
crack his
the butt
skull
of it?
open like
You
a
get
watermelon.
You get piercing,
Yeah.
slashing.
Crunch.
Okay.
Okay.
Prying.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize it's a.
And then I'm
Yeah,
keeping
for
this
one.
hammer.
Yeah.
That's
I thought it
awesome.
was just a blunt, like.
Yeah, it's a
It's
mini
specifically
sledge.
designed for
So it's a
emergency
good
people to
solid-
get people out of like vehicles and out of situations.
Good solid
Nice.
top.
It's an EMT axe, basically.
That's awesome.
You said it was D10 plus what?
To
To see if I can get
Two.
one.
blunt damage. But yeah. So yeah, he just put that hammer inside the guy's head.
I just cracked his skull open like a watermelon.
What do you think, Greg?
That looks pretty cool.
It's an EMT axe for a rescue. Designed to be able to pry open doors, bars, and everything else, be able to get in to rescue people. Seatbelt cutter, window smasher.
Let's see if I can get. My brother's a volunteer firefighter, so he might be able to.
Oh crap! And it extends.
Oh.
There's a locking mechanism here that this bar here extends to double its length.
Alright, so yep, you took him out, so all the current people
Sorry.
that you're dealing with are dead.
All right.
You hear a voice from inside. It appears to be an authoritative female voice. Calls out, "What's going on out there?"
All clear. For the most part, at least.
You hear some movement of furniture as you see an eye look out. See you. You wave.
Bloody hammer in hand, just other hand, just.
You see that you hear some movement, and she says, "You're from the Latham group."
Yeah, we were sent here because we heard about this whole.
You hear the door unlatch now, and you realize that as the door's unlatching, there's pieces of the door panel that are broken. And there's actually a spot that has some char in it as she opens the door that you saw. That's where she shot through to shoot the guy in the head. You literally open the door, and there's a revolver aimed at you guys, just kind of looking, not knowing.
Hand and hammer.
She sees the bodies and moves aside and opens the door. Do you want to go back to human form, or do you want to stay as monkey? You can.
Reject humanity, return to monkey.
I'll go back.
Okay. It just takes you about 20 seconds to stretch out, but after that, everything is normal for you.
But I'll tell them that we were sent here to get them out.
Does anyone need any medical care?
Bless you.
I mean, you took a little damage, I think, but not much.
Well, yeah, I took.
Both of the woman, Brenda, says she's unharmed, and the secretary kind of whimpers that she didn't get hurt.
Okay. So let's escort them out first.
Yeah.
I'll escort them right out to the front door, point to the truck, and say, "Go."
Get them to Sven.
Yeah.
Isn't the truck out back?
Come outside
It's just
and
basically
send
this
them
way.
back.
Yeah.
So you
okay.
leave the front of the building, circle, navigate the building on the left to the
Oh,
back,
that's, yeah,
and that's
I just,
it. It's not like out front, but it's kind of back.
And I'll let you guys know, I saw a crazy guy in the back room over there. I
That's
shut off the lights over here and shut off the alarms on the inside there to try and distract them, because we got a bunch more crazy people down on the other end there.
alright.
I'd rather not deal with them if we don't have
Yeah, I
to.
don't want to kill any more inmates.
Alright. But, yeah, while I take care of these two, if you guys want to go start checking out the other area, I'll catch up.
We'll go deal with the doctor.
Sound like a plan?
sounds good. Yeah.
So these two go with you out the front entrance.
Yeah.
And you guys are going toward the doctor, right?
Yep.
Okay. This is where you referenced, and you can make an observation check once you get to here.
59.
96.
Jesus.
Okay.
See everything.
Finally, I see everything.
I see.
I was
all.
blind, but now I can see.
Well,
It's your monkey
so
vision.
you hear
Crazy
what
faces.
sounds like someone rambling. And you make out, from where you're at, which is closer than you were, you can make out some words such as liar, betrayer, and it sounds like someone is ranting. But at the same
I'm
time...
not hearing this because I'm...
No, you're not.
Yeah.
But no, and then you moved out. You direct the two people. Brenda thanks you. The secretary just whimpers a lot. She's just a secretary,
So
honestly.
I'm walking them all the way to the truck?
But yep. You want to walk them all the way to the truck, or just come back in as you?
Come to the corner so I can at least see if they're getting to the truck.
Yep. You come to about this area, and you can see that they start making the
So
way.
I'm
to
going
the
to be
truck.
like 2 rounds out.
Yep. I need a drink first and foremost. I'm starting to lose the ability to talk at this point. So
Alright, do you want to take a quick break here?
let's take a quick break so I can
Okay.
get a drink and shit because
Okay,
I'm thirsty
until
as
we
hell.
start phase 2.
Alright, then we shall take a break and we'll be back.
Bye.
This one.